Okay. So, hello everyone. Hi, hello. Hello Captain Belgium, how are you doing? Great to have you here in the stream. I got disconnected from the chat. Let's see if we're still here. Okay, so hello everyone who's watching. Let's see that I have the chat activated. Okay. Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to my stream today. It's a Saturday evening here, where I'm broadcasting from Israel. But we have a flight today. Let's see. Okay. So our flight today is from where I left my last flight from Venice, Italy to Genoa, Italy. It should be a short flight, about 50 minutes. So I'm flying today the Zibo mode 737-800, and today I decided to, for the first time actually, and do it in a live stream, to do a call and start beginning. So first let's take a look at the airport. We are here at Venice Airport, not connected to the network, VATSIM network yet, but you can see very nice airport. Did a very good job. I tried to just check a little bit since I'm still new to the Zibo mode, but you can see you have there the option to open the doors. I will show you in a minute, which is very nice. Let's try to play around with it. Just to see how it's working. It's the first time that I'm using it, so it's interesting. The doors here, you can see the ones that I open. Let's see the cargo. You see that it's open. Let's try to open them. Let's see others. Okay, so you can see that the doors here are open, this one and this one, the back one and the front one. So we are flying again. You see also this one, and you can even see a passenger here. Okay, it shouldn't be opened. Anyway, let's close this. The cargo can be left open, the service, but this one should be closed. Okay, let's try to see what's the cabin lighting. Takeoff, landing, that's nice. Night sleep, you can check, you can set the cabin lighting. I didn't check it, but it might be interesting. Okay, let's see what else do we have. Okay, let's see the service. First, let's maybe set the fuel. Okay, so I did already, as usual, the sim brief flight plan, and our fuel for this flight should be 6.7 thousand kilograms, so think 6.7. Enter it here. Zero fuel weight is already set. The payload was set automatically, and so the takeoff weight is calculated by the sum of the payload, the zero fuel weight of the aircraft, and the fuel which we need for this flight. Okay, so what do we need to do? Let me check. See here. There is a crew services on ground. Let's see what it means. Should be nice. Maybe. See anything coming? I hear something coming. Oh, okay. It's not coming to me in any case. I see this fuel, which wasn't there. Okay. In any case, let's continue. Okay. So let's continue. So I'm using the Boeing 737. What is this noise? What is all this noise? Wait. Where is it coming from? Strange. Okay. First crew is on ground, but I don't see anything is working there. Okay. Okay. This noise is a bit annoying, so let's stop it, right? Okay. The start flight flag. We'll leave it for now. Okay, so we want to do the pre-flight checklist, and now first of all I want to do the advanced, so let's go to customize and configuration, general configuration, checklist detail. This is the one that I want. I will also go and save this. It's very important because otherwise I will lose it. So let's go back to our checklist. Okay, the pre-flight. So let's see how we're doing. I also have a printed checklist that you can find on the internet if you just search for 737-800 checklist for simulators. There is the Air Berlin and the PMDG that I found online and that I've used for the default explain the 737, the default one. But it's, I guess for the Zibo it should be much more realistic and you could use more of what is you have. So let's see, I will do it pretty slowly and let's see how we are doing. Okay, so battery overhead panel, this one is on and covered. We have, oh, first of all, maybe I think that I need to connect ground service GPU connect. Yes, GPU connect. But push back. Let's see. This is interesting. See how it's going. Oh, nice. Here the stairs are extended. Oh, nice. Okay, so we have the battery on standby power. The standby power is auto and covered, this one. Great. This is voltmeter. The left one is on battery. AC voltmeter is on standby power, which is right here now. Master cautions, disengage. Okay, hydraulic pumps. The hydraulic pumps should be all off. So all hydraulic pumps off, fuel pumps all off, interior lights as required, cabin utility power. Cabin utility power, where is the cabin utility power? This one is on. IFE pass, this one power is on. Ground power, we are connected. You see that we have the ground power available. So we can now switch the AC voltmeter to the ground power. The AC voltmeter right to ground power. Okay. The seatbelts sign. Seatbelt sign is on. Okay, so we set the fuel now in the FMC and the payload, which was already set actually from what we had in the Zibo configurations. So let's see, PACs left and right. The PACs left and right should be auto, set to auto. Isolation valve to auto. Okay, got that. Autopilots are off. Speed brake off. Autopilot off. Speed brake off. Iris. Okay, so we need to align the iris. Let's see. This is on the top panel. So we do iris select test and heading. Let's see. It should be here. Okay, first I think we need to set the iris selectors to nav. Okay, nav. And the display to exactly. I set the iris alignment time to short, so it should be just 1 minute until we align. So both of them are set to okay. Fuel temp. Okay. What is this noise? Don't know. Battery discharge. No. Okay. I don't know exactly where this noise is coming from. Anyway, let's continue. Okay. Now after the iris are set to nav. Something here, maybe it's this one. I don't know. Maybe. Okay. Anyway, let's continue. Fuel pump forward number 1. Fuel pump forward number 1 is set to on. Is set to on, this one. Okay. Now we can start the APU generators. So the APU generators switches. Switch left and right. The APU generators are here. Left and right. First, of course, APU start. APU to start. And then we should see this goes up. Yes, great. And after it goes up, we should have this blue sign which telling us that everything is okay. And after the APU is started, we can start the APU generator switch. Let's see. Wait for a few seconds. Okay, great. So now we can start the APU. Both great. Okay. The other thing that I forgot is to start with the FMC. So the FMC we are starting. Let's see. We have our last position. Position in it. Our reference airport today is Lima, India, Papa Zulu. Let's clear this. Lima, India, Papa Zulu, which is Venice airport. Okay. Yeah, I think we should take these. Yeah, the iris position should be taken from one of the GPSs, so we copy this and copy it here. Great. Great. Our gate for the flight currently is 533, so enter it in the gate position. And that's it. Let's go to route. Our flight today will be from Venice, which is Lima, India. We already have this, of course. Sorry for that. Lima, India, Papa Zulu. And our destination is Genoa, Italy, which is Lima, India, Mike, Juliet. And our flight number is Alitalia, Alpha Zulu Alpha 247, which is my usual generic flight number. We're gonna take off. We didn't have a clearance yet, but we are supposed to take off out of 04 right, according to SimBrief. And we can go to performance initialization. So our zero fuel weight and the gross weight is set here from what we already set. Preserve we can set to 1, coast index set to 10, what I usually set for now. Our cruising altitude is 290 for the flight today. Our cruise wind is 315 at 103. Set it here. Okay, we can execute this. Continue to the N1 limits. The outside temperature currently is 18 degrees, so /18 for the outside temperature. We have the N1 set here, and we can go to the takeoff page. Our flaps for takeoff is 5 as usual. This is taken also from the settings of the Zibo mode. Our trim is 4.34, so let's set the trim to about 4.5. Okay, I think we can, and of course for the V1, rotate and V2 we can now copy and also set the V2 in our here in the autopilot speed, which is 136, so I'm setting it here for takeoff. Okay, great. So let's continue. Continue with the legs for the flight. Actually, maybe I will start and do our departure. Our departure is runway 04 right, and according to the sim brief, we will be departing with the Charlie Hotel India 5 Lima standard departure. We don't have transition, so that's it. And let's continue to the route. Next page. Okay, so our flight will be, I will open the flight plan from SimBrief and just copy it. So this is the departure, the Charlie Hotel India 5 Lima departure, standard departure. We'll go to Charlie Hotel India. From there we take the mic. Okay, the mic 859 airway to Lumav. To Lumav, and then we'll take the Lima 12 airway 2. We're to Lomed, which is in Hebrew studying. I find it sometimes there is very interesting airpoints that probably mean something in different languages. Okay, then we're going to take the mic 730 to Calmo. And then we're gonna have the arrival, which currently I'm not entering because it might change after we get the clearance when we arrive at the airport. Anyway, we can activate now the route, execute this, and check the legs for any discontinuity. It looks okay. And we can also look at the panel here on the display and see our flight plan to see that everything is good. Just to see here. Okay, so you can see that we have a continuous route here. Seems okay. We can back to map. Okay. So we've entered the route flight plan. Our APU is starting. Of course, engine are not yet started. We can return. Okay, now that we have the APU generators switch on, we can turn on the APU and engine bleed switches. So APU and engine bleed switches 2 on. See here, it moves up, and the AC selector on the right, which goes to APU generators. Okay, parking brake. Parking brake is set. All these tests you can do if you want. Nice test. Okay. So I think let's see outside. I think I can close those doors, probably, and close the left one. So let's now go to the let's see, ground services. No, it's not the ground services. It's the doors. This one is locked. Okay, anyway. The cargo should be now closed. Let's see. It's closing. See? Oh, nice. And also the other side. Let's let's see, this one, I think, is the service, which I think, yeah, this is the one that is going to be closed, this one. Great. That door is being closed now. So let's continue. Let's continue. Ground connections, we can now disengage. Ground connections, we can disengage. Ground services, you disconnect, we can disconnect. Everything is still okay, great. And the master caution off. Okay. At this stage, we can check if there is anyone online and ask for our clearance, set the squawk, set the altimeter, and the initial altitude, etc. I don't know if there is someone online, but we'll check. Let's see. So I started using the X Pilot client instead of the X Squawk box that I used before. And I found it to be much better. I saw on other videos that people like Captain Canada use it. It still have its glitches and bugs, of course, but it seems to be okay. I really like the display that it splits all the different types of ATC that you have, like center, tower, ground. Each one is in its own category, and also there was, when you use X Squawk box inside X-Plane, it shows these annoying messages, which in the last version was really annoying. They did a few changes in the the audio technology, and it started showing all those errors and disconnecting me a lot of time during this class, which was very annoying. So I decided to try this X-Pilot client, which seems to be very nice up till now. So let's connect to VATSIM. Our call sign is Alitalia 247. Let's connect, see if everything is okay, and if anyone is online right now. Request timeout. There was a problem with connecting. I don't know exactly why, but I seem to be connected because I see ATC here. I don't know if here specifically in Venice airport there is anyone, but let's see. Don't see any other aircraft right now. An error. Let's try to disconnect and connect again. Don't know why I see this error. Okay, now it seems to be okay. Okay, so we are connected now to VATSIM. Let me check again. I don't think that there is currently an ATC here. Okay, so we'll just continue as usual. Okay, great. I see this easy aircraft, EasyJet aircraft here. We have other airplanes, great, working. Okay, so since we don't have any ATC online now, so we just continue with what I planned before. So we don't have any initial altitude. I just enter the, let's see here, I just enter the altitude of our flight, the usual altitude, the planned altitude, which is flight level 290. So I entered it in the automatic pilot panel, as you can see here. Great. Okay. let's see. We can get, you know, one thing that is nice is, let me show you. If you want to get, for example, now there is no ATC online, we can actually go to the menu, the A cars in the FMC, and request ATs for specific airport. For now, if you want to get it for Venice airport, we can just type in the ICAO code of this airport and send, and then we're gonna get our data. We should be able to get it, I think. In any case, let's while it's, you know, if VHF in progress. It's 9. Okay. Oh, we have already, so it was quite fast. Great. So we can see that we have all the usual 80s information. What I want is the Q&A, which is 1007, as you can see here. Okay, great. So I can set now the Q&A to 1007. Let's set it to 1007. Great. So we have our initial climb. We have the squawk is not set because currently there is no ATC online. So I'll continue with the checklist. The elevator trim. We set the departure. We set the route and check for in continuous. The takeoff. We set the elevator trim and gangway and from what it is should be removed. Okay. Doors. Check that everything is closed. Okay. Now is probably time to retract this, and let's start flight lag. Yes. Okay, so we're stopping the flight lag. People are getting on the plane. Great. Okay. Excellent. So, let's now verify that all the doors are closed. Let's close this entry. Let's see that this door is closed. So everything here is closed. All doors are closed. Let's verify. All doors are closed. Great. Okay.
Guys, the wheels on board.
Okay, so now let's continue. Fuel pumps. Fuel pumps should now be all on. So these are the fuel pumps. All of them should be on. Hydraulic pumps all on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anti-collision lights. Anti-collision lights on. PEX left and right off. PEX left and right.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome on board this flight. To ensure our quick and on-time departure, we kindly ask you to move along the cabin aisle as quickly as possible. And once you found your seat, please step into your seating area to let the other passengers through. You can store your hand luggage either under the seat in front of you or in the overhead compartments provided. Please keep emergency exits clear at all times. And we'd like to remind you smoking or drinking your own alcohol is not permitted.
Okay, we're closing the cabin. Great. Door is closed. Great. Excellent. PEX and left and right are now set to off, right, for the engine to start. Thrust is idle. And we can start the pushback. Let's just check that Nobody is here. There is this EasyJet which is taking off. I can also switch now to Unicom 122.8 because there is no one here, so let me just switch to the Unicom channel. And now we can start with our pushback. So, ground services, better pushback, request pushback.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
I don't think that this is where we want to go. Or the other direction probably, so let's delete this and check. This is where we want to go. And maybe even a little bit further. Okay. So we have our
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
we have our oops, actually I think I did a mistake. I did a mistake. Let's see if we can cancel it. Terminate.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Okay, let's request it again, and this time this is the correct position that we want to be in.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Let me check the Avitab for Venice Airport. Okay. So I want to set
Welcome on board this Ryanair flight. May we have your attention while we point out some of the safety features on this Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Please remove headphones during this demonstration.
Yes.
There are 8 emergency exits, each marked with a red exit sign. Door pass markings along the cabin aisle will illuminate in darkness and guide you to the nearest exit in an emergency. There are 4 main doors, 2 at the front of the cabin, 1 left and 1 right, and 2 at the rear of the cabin, 1 left.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
In the center of the
Okay,
cabin,
ready to
2
connect.
left and 2 right. Please note the nearest exit to you, which may be
So,
behind you.
this is where we're standing here. It's stand 433, and we'll be departing 04 right, which is here. So we have a short taxi here.
Individual oxygen mask will drop automatically from the panel above your head. If
Okay.
this happens, remain seated. Pull
The
down
heading
firmly
for the runway
to start the flow of oxygen.
is-
Place the mask over your nose and mouth and breathe normally.
Let's
Don't
check.
worry if the bag does not inflate. Oxygen is
9,
flowing.
so
To
let's
deploy the mask, pull one end of the strap.
check
Adults
the
traveling with young children, please attend.
9.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, let's release the parking brake to start the pushback.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
And now we can start the engine. So, left engine first. Left engine to left engine to ground. And we check here. It's starting to get in.
Further information may be found in the safety card, which is displayed within the area you are seated. Your captain invites you to read this card carefully before departure. Please now ensure that your seatbelt
See that the pushback, and we're starting the engines. The engines are just, you see, starting to, still not full power, but it's starting. And now we can, for the left engine, start. Okay.
Throughout the flight. Select flight mode now. Laptops must be stored in cabin baggage under the seat in front of you or in your
Right engine we can also now set to ground.
and landing. We would like to remind you that smoking is not permitted. Thank you for your attention. Please sit back, relax,
Great.
and enjoy your
Left
flight.
engine starts to work. And our right engine also now initiating. Great. Actually, it went pretty good for the first time that I'm doing this cold and dark start, because the basic 737NX plane also has many of the features. I did a cold start with the default 737. Look at this beautiful airplane, really beautiful. I like that they have this here, the pilots and everything. They added the PA system. Everything.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay, so setting the parking brake, and we can also now
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
the throttle to engine 2. After that, we can use the engine generators. Switch on. Let's see that the engine is starting. So you see that this engine is now, everything seems to be okay at about 20%. And we can now, okay, he's connecting. Very beautiful.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
You too. Okay, so let's continue. We can now, at this stage, after the engine was started, we can turn the engine generators left and right. Great. And the AC voltimeter, which is to the right, we can set it to Gen 1. APU can be now set to off. APU bleed can be set to off. PEX left and right to auto. Left and right to auto. Window hit. We can turn all of these on. Okay, so that's the power test, and I think these also can be set now. Anti-ice switches. The anti-ice can be set to okay, maybe we'll leave it and just set it, because now the temperature is above 10 centigrade. The O damper is set to on. Flaps set to 5. Set off flaps to 5. Let's change the trim a little bit. Set the flaps. So resetting flaps to 1. See here. Set flaps to 2. And then to 5. Great. Let's see outside how it looks. We have a flap set. You can see it here. Flap set to 5. Okay. So what else? Auto brake set to RDO here. Taxi lights set to on. Runway turn off lights to on. TCAS test. Okay, so now we can taxi to our holding point. Before we taxi, we can set the autopilot, so we Again, flight directors both on. The autopilot, auto throttle to arm. You can set the VNAV, LNAV, IAS is set to V2, heading the runway heading, and the altitude is our initial, which is our actually our final altitude. Okay, so we are ready for taxiing to runway 04 right, which is the one on our left. I will open maybe the EVI tab here just to make it visible. Okay, you can see it here. So we are going to taxi via this runway to this taxiway. Mike, it is, yeah, I think it's Mike, to holding point 04. So let me just inform. Venice airport traffic, Alitalia 247, taxiing to holding point 04 right. Okay, so inform the other pilots that we are taxiing, and we can now start taxiing to 04 right. Okay, so we are taxiing to 04 right, as you can see here. Very, very beautiful airport. Very. Okay. Okay, so we'll continue here, I think. Let's check again. I think we'll go until the end, and then just great. So I'll continue here to holding point. Up till now, I must say that the cold start was pretty easy. If you work with the checklists, like I said, it should be very easy for you. Of course, you need to practice it for a few times, but it's not that difficult and different from what is with the default 737 of the X-Plane 11. Okay, so we are now on the holding point, just preparing for the last steps to take off. What I will do, maybe just for reference, I will have our departure, which is the G5 Lima. It's the G5 Lima. This is the G5 Lima, RNAV departures. Just to have them, I usually like to have them ready. I think it should be synced, yeah, it's synced with what you have here on the tablet. Just okay, great. We have this synced here, so I can close this. Oops, no, this is not what I intended. This one can be closed now. Okay, so basically we are from we are taking off from 04, which is this runway. We are taking a straight right to heading 0905, and then right 187, and continuing to Kado, and continuing with the flight to the Charlie Hotel in the Chioggia waypoint. Great. Okay, so it's basically what we do a right turn and go back. Okay, so I'll leave it for now. Just load this here. Still have on the top. Okay, great. So the last things we need to make sure the holding point is the landing lights should be turned on. The runway turn off all lights are on. The taxi lights should be off. Position lights strobe and steady. The TCAS we set to TARA. This is important. TARA. Great. Mode Charlie. Yeah. Set. Excellent. And also what I noticed now that on the Xpilot client you see the mode Charlie is visualized nicely. It wasn't in the Xbox transponder mode Charlie. Okay, we're lining up on the runway. The takeoff is basically just the usual process. I will go through it. After takeoff, we're doing the extending the gear. After there is positive gear up, we can engage the autopilot and the flaps raise as scheduled. Okay, so we are now ready and we are now lining on the runway, so just inform the other pilots. Let's first check that there is no traffic going on any of the sides, so we'll just inform the other pilots. Venice airport traffic, Alitalia 247 lining up and taking off, runway 04 right. Okay, so we are lining up and taking off runway 04 right. So, okay. Lining up. And excellent. 04 right. 04 right. We are ready for takeoff. Okay, so after we align on the runway, I set the parking brake. Great. Let's get back into the cockpit. You can see here we're taking right and then right, as we saw here on this chart. Everything is set. The autopilot, the flight directors, the auto throttle is armed, and we can start with the takeoff. See that the parking brake is set. We can start with the takeoff, thrust and takeoff. So let's do it. So take off and release parking brake, and we're taking off.
$80 knots.
Check.
V1 rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
Euro. I'm continuing with the flying manual for now.
400.
Okay. We continue flying now.
1000.
1000. And let's actually engage the autopilot. So we took off. This is the airport, Venice airport. We are continuing on flying. You can see here we're now turning right to heading 9 95. Okay, so we have engaged the autopilot. We can retract the flaps. We are on our climb stage, so auto brake can be set to off. Above 10,000 we can continue with other things, but we are airborne. Hope you're enjoying the flight. Some music on. Change to standard pressure. Stand flaps further. Flaps. Okay. Hope you're enjoying the flight. So now that we are passing 10,000, we can turn off the landing lights and the runway turn off lights. Window heat we've already set. The anti-ice we can now set.
Strictly non-smoking flight, and all toilets are fitted with smoke detectors. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight with us.
Okay, great. Okay, let's
1 Whiskey November is almost on the base deck for 04 right.
Still climbing to our flight level 290.
from the flight deck, your captain speaking. We've just reached our cruise altitude and the seatbelt sign is now off. Feel free to move around the cabin, but we do ask if you are in your seat that you do keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case we do experience any unexpected turbulence. Otherwise, invite you to sit back, relax and enjoy the flight.
We're starting to reach the top of the sound. So I'm now decreasing our speed to 2,000 just per. Okay, so you can see here that after we pass our top of descent, since I've set the allowed, of course you don't have any restrictions yet. I can just lower it. Just verify that everything here is as expected. You can actually set 10,000, I think. Yeah, this is the altitude limit. Let's go to 9,000. Okay, let's get everyone know that we are starting our descent.
Hello again from the flight deck. We are just commencing our descent. Looks like we'll be landing ahead of schedule and the weather conditions are looking good at our destination. We'll be touching down in less than 30 minutes, so do make your way back to your seats. Thanks for choosing to fly with us today, and it's been a pleasure having you on board.
We're descending.
Seatbelt sign as we are now at descent. We would ask you to return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelts are securely fastened, your tray tables are in the upright and locked position, your armrests down and window blinds fully open. Any bags you may have removed during the flight must now be restowed for landing, ensuring the main emergency exits and cabin aisle are kept completely clear of all baggage for landing. There should be no one further walking or standing in the cabin aisle, and we will be landing shortly. Thank you.
Continuing our descent.
1,000 to go.
Starting the ILS. Runway still not visible. It's still not visible.
Seats for landing, please.
Let's see if I can see her the runway. Not yet visible. I think I see it. Not pretty sure. Let's see here, Genoa. I think this is the city here. And the runway. See, I think this one. So we have our automatic brake set to 2. We have our speed brake on, flat extended to full, gear down. Landing lights on, so everything is set for our landing. Fly menu is just when I have the runway in sight. Let's have a look. I still have problem with the Genoa airport, so I will prepare for my next stream. I will take off on Genoa, lost the point here. Probably we'll be heading, I don't know, maybe south or north. I want to do like an Italy tour across a few of the main airports, main cities. So we'll see. And anyway, I want to see what is missing. Probably some kind of library, and I will add it. Okay.
2500.
So 2500. stage, I will disengage the autopilot. And fly manually now. Actually, since the airplane is really trained for everything, it's should be quite. We don't need to touch that much. Okay, this nice view here on the side, really nice. View of the Genoa, which is a port city, one of the main port cities in Italy. You can see here the port, very very nice. Nice. Okay, so. Myself with the runway, but our descent rate is pretty good. Just aligning myself with the runway.
Minimums.
Okay, so
50, 40,
just ready for the
30,
flare.
20, 10.
And we are landing. That's the reverse throttle. Okay, for some reason the autothrust didn't engage. I had a good landing, but at least we have a chance to see the airplane floating a little bit. And the reverse thrust is actually taking us. So we're back in the airport. Look at this. Nice. Look at this, man. Okay, sorry for that. But overall, it was a good flight. The landing was okay. Just the reverse thrust wasn't activated. So sorry, everyone. Hope you had enjoyed the flight up until this stage. Beautiful scenery of Genoa, which I'll